First of all, we split search into two facets: explore and search. Explore is designed to help the learner learn more about the topic so that they can create a more effective search, finding terms that are already out there in use on the internet by experts who've discussed this topic. Search allows you to search multiple environments at once using filters that get you, for example, access to academic documents or entertainment-oriented documents, videos or images, and so on. Once you find a result, you can use focus to extract knowledge about that page. It gives you a sense of what it's about, so you know whether you want to save that page, bookmark it, share it with others, or whether you want to move on to another result. Under Build, there is applications like concept mapping in Google Docs to allow you to do something with the information you've discovered and make it part of your trail. In order to create a trail to begin with, the learner must record the trails by pressing on the record button. Once those trails are recorded, they can click on Reflect, and they can either play back their trail and see where they were. They can organize their trail by deleting or removing records. They can also annotate the trail, and in the end, knowledge is only good when it's shared. To avoid reinventing the wheel, teacher can share with colleagues or students with their peers, creating renewable knowledge. Zonebee can be customized to emphasize particular type of content on the web or particular web content such as teacher resources at wpbs.org. So in a sense, you could end up with a toolbar that allows PBS content to be powered by Zonebee. In the demonstration I'm going to show you today, we're going to use PBS as a starting point. Lots of teachers use PBS materials online both to inform themselves about the topics which they teach, but also to provide students with examples of valuable resources that are both valid and accurate. Mrs. Gordon is going to be our fictitious teacher today, and she assigns her high school American history class to watch the PBS American Experience episode on the Great Depression and the New Deal. It's being aired at the University of Arizona KUAT public television station, so she knows that her students have access to it. She's also going to want them to look into the meaning of the term depression, both in historic and modern context, and the types of recoveries that were used after the crash of '29 and today. Keeping in mind that self-directed learning process, she's going to think of what that learning goal is, and she wants them to generate a journalist report on the economic crisis and recovery, demonstrating their understanding of the Great Depression, its causes, and so forth. She's also going to want the students to relate historic data to the current economic crisis and approach, and as you can see on the right, this is completely in line with the standards in Arizona by the Department of Education on what high school students should be expected to learn. Here we can see the performance objective describing causes and consequences of the Great Depression. The teacher can use Zonebee to model research skills to students. Research skills is another strand of the performance objectives required under the Arizona Standards for World History. Mrs. Gordon wants to demonstrate to her students effective and efficient historical research skills. Specifically, how do you locate valid web resources to write a report? She wants to provide examples of excellent resources that they can use. The teacher uses Zonebee to create a model trail to locate PBS resources quickly and efficiently. She's used PBS before, and she knows that she can find American Experience online, and that PBS also has teacher resources she can use to develop lesson plans. So the path that the teacher charts for her and her students is that they're going to begin with the American Experience. They're then going to follow up with PBS online and review related American Experience material. And then they're going to follow up with Zonebee. They're going to explore the topic of interest within that topic of the Great Depression, economic crisis and recovery, locate valid resources and evaluate them, and document and review those resources. And then after using Zonebee for that purpose, they can access Google Docs and spreadsheets and prepare a report from the journalist's perspective on the economic crisis and recovery issue of their choice. So this demonstration is going to start with the teacher's starter trail, directly navigating at PBS. You can see she has already done her initial research on PBS and has her own learning goal. She's modifying it here to show that this trail is going to be created for the students. She sets her goal on the toolbar and begins recording. She then directly navigates to PBS.org's American Experience in their menu at left, and she's been there before, so she knows how to find it. She goes to the crash of 1929, and here, because she wants to be recorded in the trail that she gives to the students that this is a good resource, she marks it favorable using the focus feature. She then takes the concordance cloud, which shows the gist of the information on that page, and identifies the tags that are best associated with this particular document online. She then puts an instruction in the annotations section of the focus feature. Please watch the film by September 13th, and she saves it. She now goes to look at primary resources online, specifically newspaper headlines from way back when. She uses the focus feature again to annotate this particular record in the trail that the students will see, so they'll know what it is that she's expecting them to do with this type of resource. She uses the Zonebee cursor to highlight and clip a title of one of the articles, so they can use that article as a good example of a primary resource that she would like them to pursue. And then she annotates the clip by saying this is an example of a resource or primary document at PBS. She then uses the concordance cloud to tag the items that she believes accurately describe the sorts of resources that the students will find on the page. And as you notice, she can, if she makes a mistake, eliminate and then manually type in her own words to describe. And later, that tag cloud will reflect her words that she's added. She also marked this particular resource with the tag teacher so that the students can later filter the results in the trail to see which ones the teacher has decided are appropriate resources to use. Again, she's used the PBS resource on interviews with economists and others on the Great Depression, and here she chooses the interview with John Kenneth Galbraith, and she marks it as an interview, a resource, a teacher-chosen resource associated with the American Experience and the crash. She then provides the annotation that this is a good example of an interview source that they can use in their report. Again, each time she makes annotations or tags, she presses save, and it becomes part of her record. As part of the focus feature, notice that at the bottom of the screen, even after the pop-up window has been exited, the teacher can still access that same concordance cloud or even view a text summary on that page. She wants to share this with her students, so she clicks on Reflect and is asked whether or not she wants to upload her trail to the Zonebee server, and she does. She then selects View Trail, and right away she gets this default view, which is a timeline that shows minute by minute all the things that she did, all the resources on the internet at pbs.org and elsewhere that she accessed. She is checking to see, did Zonebee actually record and save her annotations, her tagging, her ratings, and you can see that they did. She decides she's going to share it with her students, and rather than put in 20 different emails, she just simply makes the trail public. It's certainly not private, and every Zonebee user can access this, and so her students will be assured of being able to access her trail as a model of history research.